Welcome to my channel, friends. Today I am going to explain a drama romance movie where a mother of 2 children feels that she lost herself after divorcing her abusive husband. To spice her life, she go on a dating platform where she meets a lot of guys. And then what happened, you will find out in the video. So let's the explanation begin. In the beginning of the movie, we see a woman, Delane. She is talking to a man on the phone. She calls him sir and tells him that, "I am your slave, and I will do whatever you say." Just then Delane's son Tyler arrives there. After that, we see Delane is working. Then she gets a phone call from her husband Robert. Robert tells Delane that, "I have to stay here for a few more days because of work." Delane tells him that it's okay. At night, Delane receives a call from a girl. She asks Delane about Robert, but when Delane asks her name, she hangs up. Delane calls the same number again. A bartender picks up the call. He tells Delane that Natasha has just called from here. Natasha was sitting near him, and she tells the bartender to disconnect the phone. After disconnecting the call, Delane gets upset and calls Robert and asks him about Natasha. Robert tells Delane that he is coming home now, and he should explain everything to her. After coming home, Robert blames Delane for this. He tells her that if she was even a little physically closer to him, he would not have an affair with someone else. Delane also understands and forgives Robert. The next day, when Delane was with her friend, she told her that she had been having pain in her hips for several days. Her friend told her about a Dr. Graham. The next day, Delane reaches Dr. Graham's clinic. He does Delane's checkup and tells her that there is no problem with your muscles. Graham asks Delane if she has any problems in her life. At first Delane tells him no, but then she emotionally tells him that her husband does not love her, and she is having an affair outside, and he will leave all this only when I will make my breasts bigger after surgery. Hearing this, Graham tells her that your husband doesn't love you, because love doesn't just mean being attractive physically. Delane likes this and becomes infatuated with Graham. After this, Delane keeps thinking about Graham. One day Graham checks up and tells Delane that now she is completely fine. Then he starts kissing Delane. Delane stops him, but Graham says that there is nothing wrong with it. Then both of them become intimate with each other. After this, both of them often start meeting in the hotel and become intimate with each other. One day, we see Delane with her friend Holly. Delane tells Holly about her affair with Graham, and also says that she now wants a divorce from Robert. At night, Robert tells Delane that he has found a good doctor who will do surgery of her breasts and make them bigger. But Delane tells him that she does not want to undergo this surgery, and she needs a divorce from Robert as soon as possible. Hearing this, Robert gets very angry and throws Delane out of the bedroom. Delane keeps crying outside all night. The next day, she tells Holly that she has told Robert about taking a divorce. Holly asks her, what will she do with the children? To which Delane tells her that once they get divorced, she will take custody of the children as well. Holly explains to her that she should talk to her kids about this. So Delane tells her children that she and her father are about to get divorced. Hearing this, Tyler gets upset and walks away, but her daughter Amanda supports her. Then Delane hugs her. The next day, Delane meets her friend named Sarah. Later, Delane tells Sarah about Graham. Sarah tells her that Graham is having an affair with another girl, and she is going to be the mother of his child. Hearing this, Delane goes straight to Graham and asks him about all this. Graham tells her that he was about to tell her about this. Hearing this, Delane angrily breaks up with him. The next day, seeing Delane sad, her friend tells her about a dating website. Delane goes home and creates an account in that website. On the very first day, she receives messages from many boys. She selects a boy and goes on a date with him, but the boy does not come to meet her. Delane comes home dejected. After coming home, she sees that she received a message from a boy named Duke. It was written in it that any girl wants to make herself feel confident, and if she is ready to give himself physically to me, then call on the given number. Delane calls him. He tells her that he will make her mentally and physically strong, but for that she will have to obey him and have physical relations with him. And during this, if she wants, she can be intimate with someone else too. Delane doesn't understand Duke, but finds his words interesting to her. She tells Holly about this. Then one day, she sends her children with Robert and calls Duke. Duke asks Delane to tell some interesting things about himself. Delane does the same. After that, he asks Delane to go near the window and asks her to take off all her clothes, but Delane refuses to do so. Duke tells her that every woman has the right to have a physical relationship with whom she wants, and for this she does not need to ask anyone. After this, Delane takes off all her clothes. Next day, Delane goes on a date with a boy named Peyton, whom Duke asked out on a date. Just then Robert comes there. Seeing all this, he tells Delane that he will talk to her tomorrow. The next day, Robert asks Delane if she wants to fill the house with strangers, and what will be the effect of this action on the children. To which Delane says that, "Who am I getting intimate with? Has nothing to do with being a good mother, and she knows what is right and what is wrong for her children." After this, Delane calls Duke and tells him that she wants to see him. Duke tells her that okay, he will send his photos at night. After that, at Duke's behest, Delane goes to a strip club with Peyton, where she enjoys a lot with him and also gets intimate with him. One day Peyton tells Delane that he wants to go on a trip with her and their kids. Delane tells him that she still wants to know more about him. Only then she will introduce her children to him. After this, Delane comes home and sees that Duke sent his photo. Delane likes Duke and wants to meet him. She goes and tells this to Holly, and then she tells Robert that she is going out for work, and then she reaches Duke's house, which is very big, but Duke is not at home. Just then Duke calls her. He tells Delane that he is getting a dress for her. Then he comes home and gives her the dress, and asks to try the dress in front of him. Then Delane changes in front of him. After this, both of them go for dinner, where Duke tells her that both Robert and I control you, but you like when I control you. After this, both come home, where Delane starts seducing Duke. After that, they both become intimate. After this, Delane tells Duke about her business idea. Duke also advises her for business. After this, we see Delane strong and confident. Duke tells her that you have learned what you had to learn, and then she leaves for her home and starts her business. His business starts doing well. A few days later, a Christmas party takes place at Delane's house, where her children and Robert also comes. Robert apologizes to Delane. Delane also forgives him. A few days later, Amanda has a birthday party, where Delane invites Robert, along with his girlfriend, so that she can meet the children. After this, Robert takes the children home. In the next scene, we see Delane talking to a man. This means that Delane is still hooking up with a new guy every day. On that note,